Hello, my wonderful flock. Welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to show you, and sorry, I'm going to show you how to record using C language. I have tried to record this video multiple times, and this first area of the video is really just going to be kind of stale for me. Okay? So let's do this. Okay. So first off, making the file itself. I've already made it multiple times, so I'm pretty much just overwriting old data. You always need to make the file .c. That is what specifically sets it as a C language program. If you were to say do SB, that would set it as a small basic file, which is another micro with it. Blah blah. Okay. SB pretty much is for programming in small basic, which is a Microsoft programming type. It's sort of like Visual Basic, but Visual Basic is a little different. Visual Basic is the older brother of Small Basic, pretty much, is the way I understand it. It's a programming language that doesn't take much to learn. It's easier to teach. I recommend that you try it because you get into making games a lot faster in that course if you're watching this to make games. In this one, it's mainly just the programming behind the games. Like if you take Halo for instance, if you took it and put it into stripped it down to only the programming. No visual, no graphics, nothing like that. You just took the programming off it. It may be programmed in C, I'm not sure if it is, or it might be in some other programming language, which you probably won't understand because it's more advanced than what than what you know what to deal with. Because games themselves, they're harder to make than most people would realize. It's not like, hey, I'm going to sit down, build this game in about an hour, and say I'm done. It's like, take a few weeks, and even then, you're not even going to get done. I have experience making a game now. We had a program go on here called Global Game Jam. I was paired up with a team. I was one of two programmers. I was technically the primary programmer since the other nice lady that was programming with me was mainly... The first few days I was sitting there programming, doing everything I needed to do, learning how to use the program, learning how to use this program right here called Game Maker because I have never used it before. And we got a lot done after I learned the basics of it. We were almost done, and then the last day came, and we had almost everything done except for the enemies done, and all we did was just patch things together in a rough draft of the game, pretty much. It's a little simple point and click type game. There were other games that had a lot of other things that I'll show off later on in probably another video so we can get this going. But anyway, bottom line is, don't go into this thinking you're going to make a game within a month, because in reality it takes longer than that. Most people don't even do that. Most people have set teams and usually take... I'm not sure how long it took for, say, the game Terraria, but it had updates, because no game is perfect when it's first released. There's some games that may be perfect, but in reality, if you look at, say, Call of Duty, there's usually an update or two for it that gets automatically downloaded when you connect to the internet. Most people don't even notice it. And that's just saying, hey, we're patching our software because we had a few bugs that we had found or people had recorded doing and all that other stuff. These bugs get patched so you can't use them again. there are some bugs that these bugs are actually glitches, and pretty much saying, like, if you were playing Call of Duty and you were running around and then you find a way to get out of the map, you can go places outside the map to an extent. Some of those bugs are actually kept in there for the hell of it, because hey, that's a neat bug. Let's keep it in there and see if it makes gameplay a little better. But anyway, back to C. We're gonna save it as a C file. Save, yes, replace, for me anyway. And this right here is just a note to other programmers that are looking at your code and want to see what you did, saying who you are and what the program does, pretty much. It's just flavor text that if you play a card game, you'll see sometimes there'll be flavor text at the bottom of the card that says, like, this creature once ruled the skies until it was taken down by the mighty dragon hunter, or stuff like that. It's just there to let people know what you're trying to do and everything else. And then to start the program off, you're going to need a hashtag or pound symbol, depending on what you want to name it. I mean, it depends on what you want to call it. I honestly just call it hashtag because that's the common language now, but it's called the pound symbol. The actual name is pound symbol. I used to call it the number symbol because that's all I really knew it for. And then you need to do include sideways carrots stdio.h, then another one. This is a file that's on your computer already, the stdio8, the stdio.h. That is in your computer's when you start them up. It's what it is. It's a precompiled code that is always in every computer for programmers to use, pretty much. And what this program is doing is saying, hey, there's stuff in it that I need. I'm gonna use it. Like, another thing you could do is later on I'll show you what you can do with include std bool.h. This bool is not usually in the C language. They actually just included that more recently. And wait, my include was wrong. Oops. That's sometimes problems there, but bool pretty much just is for true false statements. Is all it really is. Then next you need int main parentheses, not apostrophes, void. What this does is, I don't know. I'm getting tired now. It's 12:52 a.m. and I gotta get up early in the morning for other stuff. But I'm gonna finish this. I have tried recording twice, and I'm kind of frustrated. Okay. And what it does is, this is the part that calls all that top line there calls the code that you're running. And then after the line, you need to have a curly bracket that faces out like that. And what this does, sorry about that, I accidentally canceled the recording because up and down is my pause and start. I pressed down to stop it on accident. Stop/start is my down button, and pause is my up button. And I didn't do right. But anyway, what these do is it's where you put the code inside of the whole thing. I should have kept Control and Alt as my things I need. Actually, I need to press Control later on to save. Oh yeah, remember to always save. Control S. Anyway, inside these, you can do stuff like printf, which what printf does is it allows you to print text to the screen, like hello world. And you always will need these right here, the parentheses, or the god dang it, I always forget the name, but I call them parentheses. Other people have other names for them. There's other names like the quotation marks is another name for it, but you need those to say, hey, this is what I want to print. And then after that, you're going to need a semicolon. That pretty much says that this line is done, go to the next line. And it's only there for flow reasons, and it's actually needed. It's a requirement to have it after every line, depending on what it is. And then at the end of each program, you want to do a return 0 semicolon. What this does is it says, hey, the program is over. It's time to end it. Let's call it a day, as I will. Then when I go to compile it and run it, you should get this, hello world. I'm going to show you one other thing, and then I'm going to pack it in for the day, get some sleep. In the printf, just type what is your name? ? And press enter again, then make another printf. Examples here. Your name is colon, to say that. Okay, so now for what we're doing here, you're going to need another little tidbit of information. You need to do int to set the variable that you're going to use. Like, the variable can be named anything you want, like tuna or tuna fish, for instance. Then you have to put it equal to 0 semicolon. And what that will do is it'll store the information that you type in right here. I wonder if it'll work. There are other things you can do with the printf, but that's later on. That's more advanced. For now, let's just say, what is your first name? So you don't break the programming, okay? I know that's sometimes fun, but after that first printf, you wanna make something called a scanf. What this does is it allows you to. It's pretty much set up the same way as a printf, except for there's one difference with it. What this does is it takes user input that the user themselves has to enter. But in order for it to do anything like that, you need to put a %i. What this does is it says, hey, I want to store something into, say, that. It allows the user to do stuff. This is called, I think, a precompiled header, is what I think it's called anyway. And then after that, you need to do a comma, and then ampersand, or an and sign. Then after the ampersand, you want to type in the variable name that you have up there, like tuna fish. And that pretty much says, hey, I want you to store the info that the user is inputting into tuna fish. So it will replace tuna fish, that 0 that we put into tuna fish, with whatever you entered. And I think this should do the same thing. And then you want to do another %i right here. And this pretty much says, hey, I want to print it off in this. %i, the precompiled things there that I just told you about. Wait, no, it's part of a precompiled header, yeah. It's a format specifier. These are format specifiers. pretty much this is for integer. You can also do a %d as well. Then after that, in the printf, you only need a comma. And then you put tuna fish. And what this does is this right here will call to that and store in it what you put there. Also, right here after that, you want to do a /n. And what that will do, it'll make a new line pretty much is all it will do. And put one right up here as well, so it doesn't look too all bad, okay? It'll ask what the name is, you'll enter the name. Let's not put a question mark. Let's put a colon there, so it looks a little better. Alright? And actually, don't put that there. Just put a colon. And after this one, make sure you have the semicolon. That's something I almost forgot. So when you go to compile, it should compile like this. And then you want to run it now. And let's say I put Chris as what I... Oh yeah, that's right. Ugh. I am so stupid. I just realized something. Let's just have them enter their favorite number, okay? What is your favorite number? Alright? And what the favorite number does, what integers do is integers are used to store numbers only. There's another thing that you can store numbers in, but that's for decimals. And we'll talk about those ones in the next video. Alright? So now, since we switched it to that, let's compile it, then run it. My favorite number is, say, 13. And see, it says, well, your name is 13. I forgot to change that to your favorite number is 13. What it did was it printed off what you wanted. So, always remember to do Control-S to save. And thank you for watching. And if you liked this video and you think it was helpful, please subscribe for more videos. I'll try and do one at least every night now. Maybe. I'm not sure. Because I don't want to catch up to where I'm at in my programming class. But I want to stay on schedule. So maybe every week or so, or maybe every other day. I don't know. I'll think of a schedule for this because I want to continue this on and get more done. Yeah, next time we'll be talking about floats. So bring your learning cap because you're going to need it. Alright. Okay. In the description below, I'm going to put a link to what I'm using to do the programming so you guys have something to go with. So you don't have to go through the frustrations of finding software yourself. And hopefully this helped you get some basic understanding of this. Hopefully just kind of mess around with the printf and scanf until the next video. I might just do it weekly or so, depending on what I feel like. If you like this video, please subscribe, like it, and share it with your friends if they want to learn about C programming. C is kind of is kind of a medium level programming language to learn. Small Basic would be the easiest one to learn, then it goes Visual Basic, then C. Which, in my opinion, is how it goes. I'm not sure about Visual Basic because I went from Visual Basic to learning how to program with C. But anyway, I'm going to call it a night. You guys make sure to get some good sleep. Because for me it's 1:03 a.m. Sleep is important, okay? Don't mock sleep. Don't ever mock it. Because when you get to where I'm at, you're going to learn that sleep is a great thing. Trust me. Look at my eyes. Anyway, enough of that. Tune in next time for floats. I said that before anyway. And have a nice night. Goodbye.